Welcome to SibSpot. Today's Reddit stories are from Tales from Tech Support. Technology is easy for some people and really confusing for others. Our first story is from Julie, 12. Calculator calling. I worked as a head of IT in a municipal office, and part of my job description was help desk things. Well, one day a kindergarten called and let me know their smartphones don't work. Not willing to elaborate any further, I thought, welp, I guess I just have to drive there and see what's up myself. For context, they had a landline phone for the past few decades and only recently transitioned to smartphones with voice over internet protocol so that they don't have to leave the children to take calls. I get there and the older, about 50-ish, lady explained to me that she receives calls and texts but can't call herself. I try everything out and it works like a charm, so I ask her to show me what she's doing when she wants to call someone. Well, I open the number app and type in the number, proceeds to open the calculator and type in the telephone number. Then I put the phone to my ear but nothing happens. I calmly explained that this is indeed not a landline phone and she needs to use the phone app. Although I can understand the confusion, smartphones have been around since that lady was 30-ish. Well, 20-minute drive there and back for nothing, I guess. How do you even let someone like this know what the issue is without embarrassing them? I wouldn't know whether I should tell her she'd been dialing on a calculator or not. Story number 2 is from Pesh Vogel. A quadruple broken contract is actually impressive. So I'm working in governmental service and we have a service agreement with another government agency. We are a state agency and them a newly formed federal agency, so we provide support for them until their IT gets up and running, which hasn't happened for 2 years now. And every time someone from that federal agency calls, we are all annoyed because they see themselves as superior for some reason, and nobody likes to get yelled at. So we usually draw matches to figure out who must answer that call. That day, I was unlucky. It was one of their higher-ups in HR. Hello, how can I help you? You blanking idiots! Why doesn't Mr. X have his PC yet? He can't work. Excuse me? Who? I can't follow. The new one, you incompetent blank. We don't know about a new employee at your site, so we'd need a official info. Give him the blanking hardware. I can't do that without official information according to paragraph 12 of our cooperation contract. Also, I must advise you to calm down and consider paragraph 36 of said 12 states the need of official information to get stuff, and 36 allows the one-sided cancellation of the service in case of a loss of professionality or threats towards someone. Don't care. Do it, you blank. At that point, I just put him on hold, looked at my colleagues who heard him scream through my phone across the room. I'll give him to the boss. I'm not getting paid enough for this. Back on the phone. Sir, I'll put you through to our boss and you can get that done with him. Half an hour later, our boss comes in and gives us the order to go and provide notebook, monitor, and so on. So I drive to their office, unlock the door. Our contract requires that we have direct access to any rooms containing our hardware. This will get important later. And carry my stuff inside. Put it down and go to their boss. Hello, here to provide the hardware for Mr. X. What? Who? Why didn't you announce yourself? He then physically shoved me out of their office and slammed the door. Now annoyed, I just shrugged and drive back to my office. My boss asked why I'm back so fast. I tell him the story and he just rolls his eyes. I'll call them. A bit later, he orders us to go back the next day, already late on the current day, and finish the job. The next day, I drive there to find out that they let the locks get changed and I can't enter. My boss calls them again and gets the answer that we wouldn't be allowed in anymore because we would disturb their work. After that stupid phone call, we shut down their entire server rack. Their boss called me a minute later, why nothing was working, and I told him that we shut everything down because a technician isn't able to access it, and we need to prevent overheating issues. Their server room is famous for about 60 degrees Celsius air temp, because no AC, no windows, nothing, which actually breaks contract again, and protect our stuff. He begins to yell at me, threatens me, and I just put him to my boss. A few months later, I get sent back to their office, and because they didn't let us in, which voids our contract and so on, we sued them. It took me and my colleagues 2 trailers, but now they don't have any hardware from us anymore. I've luckily never been in a situation where someone just called and started lambasting me. I can promise you that if something like this ever happened to me, I'd just hang up and claim we must have gotten disconnected. There's no place for this kind of exclamatory vitriol in the workplace. The next story is by Ecocatable. But if you don't have a photo, did it even happen? I was a new fruit technical advisor when a customer called in, 2018 pre-COVID. They were angry, making demands and threats. Once they calmed down, they finally explained their issue. They had been traveling through Europe and Asia for 12 months and had documented their trip with their top-of-the-line latest iPhone with both photos and videos, as they didn't want to carry a heavy DSLR with them. They have come home, logged into their iCloud account, only to find the last week of photos on their account, completely missing majority of their 12-month trip. So here's what they were doing on their trip. They would take their photos and videos, and when they next found a place with Wi-Fi, they would then upload the photos with iCloud Photo Library, wait until the photo app status changed to updated, and then delete all the photos in the photo app and repeat the process. Town to town they did this for 12 months without logging into their iCloud account to check their photos. They believed once the photo app showed updated, the photos and videos were safely on iCloud, so they could delete the media to make room for more. I went through the explanation that iCloud Photo Library is a live sync, and deleting a photo from your phone deletes it from everywhere. I then had to explain that we can raise an escalation for the last 30 days to possibly, no guarantee, to see if any media can be recovered, but anything past this will not be recovered. The call went on for longer than it should have, as the bloke couldn't wrap his head around it, and was demanding another trip, all expenses paid, because if he didn't have the photos and videos, it's like it didn't even happen. Context: this customer was in their early 20s. Like he said, it synchronizes what you have on your phone with the photo library online. The second they press delete to save space, it's synchronized again and removed them all. It's basically syncing with what's on your phone. So you have nothing on your phone, you have nothing on your cloud. Sucks to be him, and the guy is in his early 20s? He's got time to learn from his mistakes, but I'm surprised he didn't know that. Story 4 is by Googly Moogly 122. The password you shared doesn't work. Fix it now. A user raised a ticket and asked for the login of one of the meeting rooms. Sure, easy peasy. Got the username and chucked the password into a push, generated a link, and sent it. Easiest close for the day. Also, I tested the login in case there was some issue with the account. Works just fine. An hour later, I get the usual panicked email. Hi, the password you gave me doesn't work and we have a meeting in 15 minutes, blah blah blah. I call her. She sounds worried. Me, howdy, I tested this login and it works. Maybe I'll read the password out loud and perhaps we can compare notes? Her, sure. But what a weird password you shared with me. It starts with https://. Me, stunned silence. She was typing in the generated link into the password field. This job makes me want to cry sometimes. She was trying to type the entire link as the password. That's hilarious. I used to have to reset passwords for students when I worked in a library. The IT department asked for my help as I had volunteered with them prior to being hired, and they trusted my techie side to help them out. They were in the dungeon bowels of the school, and I was upstairs in the library with the kids. I can't count the number of times I had to help a student right over their shoulder type password 1 in the box because they were trying to make their own password at this step instead of entering the letters capital P ASSWORD 1. Even written down, they'd have trouble with it. No, a capital P. No, the number 1. It's weird what we remember. The time has come, the walrus said, to bid you farewell for the day. So until we meet again, have a truly great day.